Good morning. Welcome to another live stream with your host, John Perone. I pray everybody is blessed today. The topic of this live stream is healing. Uh, People believe that God will heal like the big things like cancer or heart disease or anything like that, but a lot of people have problems with healing for the little things like I woke up this morning and I have pain in my shoulder, or I have pains in my chest, or my knees are hurting. Um, God will heal everything. Uh, Example, good friend of mine, he had a fingernail that fell off, and he believed that God would heal his nail, and every morning he would pray and believe. I speak to this my fingernail to grow as God says it's going to grow, and kept believing and standing on that promise that God made, you know. And also, like with healing, you know, like God will send people to lay hands on you and pray for a certain ailment, and you're healed. And I have had people in my life that I have prayed for, a friend of mine, he says, John, you prayed for my knees and I keep getting, the pain keeps going back. And I told him, I said, well, you got to stand on your healing. You don't have to stand on what's happening. I'm healed. God said I'm healed. And speak to that speak to that situation that's happening in your life. And God will heal anything like in your body, in your life, situations. Um, we just have to stand and believe and keep praying and believe in God. God is God is faithful. He's not like an Indian giver. He's not going to promise something and go back on his own word. We just have to stand and believe and not allow what's happening in the outside world to affect what's happening on the inside. Situations all arise. Like another example, like I didn't have a job for like 10 years. And I kept praying for God, heal me, send me a job, and nothing was happening. I could have stood on what the situation was happening in the world and say, well, I'm never going to get a job. Where are you, God? Well, when things aren't happening, like in our time frame, God is working behind the scene, lining things up to get us to that promise. Maybe he didn't give it to you at the time that you want it because you weren't ready, or God had to do things to align you to that blessing. So we just have to have faith and patience. I mean, I've been a Christian for over 20 years, and and I still have a lot of issues with that. I struggle when things aren't happening in my time frame. I have got many words spoken over me that have not come to pass, and I believe that, excuse me, in God's time frame, it's going to happen. God is a rewarder to people diligently seeking. So when you pray, believe that God has already heard you and everything is done. Our job is just to have patience, keep praying, keep seeking after God, and believing. And plus, a lot of people, have that aren't Christians, but believe there is a God. Pray for healing for their family, and God takes that person. And they say, well, why didn't God heal this person? Well, God did heal them. Sometimes healing will come that, like I said, people lay hands on you and pray, or God will just speak his word and it'll come to pass. Sometimes healing is that God takes you out of this world. We also got to remember, we live in a body where body, soul, and spirit were triune beings. We're three persons in one. And God will take, when you die, your body dies, but your soul goes up to heaven to be with God. So it's just moving. That is just moving from one place to another. Like this might be an off the wall example. Like you find a new place to live. You move from one place to another, or you found another job. You move one place to another. God just took you out of the earthly realm, this planet, and moved you to be with him. You're walking on streets of gold. You know everything that God knows. You could do a lot more in heaven for people than you could do here on earth.